It's your girl Gracie, and I am back with a new video. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you can be notified every time the Hunter family posts a new video. You feel me? If you're not new here, welcome back. We always will be thankful for you. Always have been thankful for you. And today I am not doing too much. I'm just gonna be telling you guys about my birth story. So giving birth to Keesley, everything that happened. I was so nervous the whole pregnancy. I literally prayed that the birth would go well, that I wouldn't be like, oh my god, I can't do this, you know, like that it would hurt too bad and things like that. I was very like anxious about that that portion of having the baby. Of course, it's just having the baby, so pardon me. So I was very anxious. I was very obviously it was my first time ever being pregnant. First time even thinking about like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do, this and that. So I was very nervous, but I had him on May 14th. So May 14th of 2021 is when I delivered, went into labor and those sort of things. Now, I'm not sure exactly what time I went into labor. I can't tell you that. But if I did go into labor before I woke up, then I slept through part of my contractions. When I woke up to having contractions. They weren't like unbearable. Nothing was unbearable. But I woke up probably like 2 or 3 in the morning with contractions. They were probably like 5 minutes apart already when I woke up. So I didn't wake Keys up. I actually let him wake himself up to me, you know, being up and moving around. That's going to wake him up eventually. So that's how I let him wake up. I didn't rush anything. I didn't do anything. He probably woke up around 5 or 6. And by 7 or 8, I was like, let's go to the hospital. Like, let's get everything. Let's do everything. And I don't really know how to explain it because I did so much research like during my pregnancy. Oh, what's it going to feel like? How do contractions feel? And to this day, I probably can't explain it to you because I would look up, oh, if my menstrual cramps hurt, will pain in labor be less or more? I've never had menstrual cramps. I've never had anything like that. And I still don't know how to explain it. Like, it's like a tightening, but it's like, I don't know. Like, it's not as bad like as you watch on TV and like, you know, that like everybody be screaming and stuff like that. It wasn't, to me, I have a very, very high pain tolerance, they said, so maybe that's why. But yeah, so I went to the hospital. I will say the name of the hospital only because I do not recommend you going there to give birth to your child. I went to the Brooklyn Hospital. I do not recommend it at all to give birth to your child in the hospital. Terrible place. Great OBGYN, midwife, but terrible place to give birth. Just terrible overall. So first of all, I get there. There's no parking, nowhere to park. So we had to drive around for like an hour to find parking. So then we found parking. It's like a block and a half away. So where we go to the hospital, I'm walking, we get there, they're like, what can we do for you? I tell them, you know, I'm in labor. Hold on. Okay. I tell them I'm in labor, of course, and they're like, okay, let's get you back in the back so we can get you checked in. So I go to the back, they check me, and the doctor comes and is like, okay, we're gonna check you, see how far along you are, whatever, if you're dilated enough, and they check me and they're like, oh my gosh. I'm like, what? Because, you know, of course, I'm like, what's wrong? What's going on? They're like, no, you're actually 10 centimeters dilated and the bulging, which means like the bag is like bulging out, but your water hasn't broke yet. So I'm like, now I'm like looking at Keys, I'm like, oh my god, it's like really about to happen, and this just started. Like, I didn't get the hours that everyone gets to like prepare for this. So they take me to the room. They're like, do you want an epidural? You have time? I'm like, yes, sure, fine, that's fine. So they start to give me an epidural. Mind you, they said Keith's gonna be in the room when I got the epidural, which was kind of weird because I watched videos on YouTube and they'd be in the room and all those sort of things, and that's not the case. Though he was not allowed to be in there when I got my epidural. So I got the epidural alone, first of all. Second of all, it was a student that gave me the epidural. Big mistake I didn't know, so I had to sign a waiver and stuff. I didn't read it. I was in labor, of course, so I was just, you know. The epidural did not take. I felt everything that happened, just so you guys know. Another thing is, like, yeah, my legs were kind of numb. My right leg was kind of numb. My left leg wasn't numb at all, but my right leg was kind of numb. So, you know, but everything was not numb. Let me tell you, I felt everything. All right, so boom, the doctor comes in and they're like, okay, we're gonna break your water. So I'm like, okay. So they bring me this long stick. Mind you, I already had my epidural and stuff like that, so whatever, I was supposed to feel it, but I did. So it's a long stick. They just stick it and they just pop it. Like, it's, mine was already bulging, so it wasn't like a hurtful or anything, but so they do. They just take the little hook on it and they just pop the water bag. So I felt it. Obviously, it went all over the place. Mom, she's like, okay, so you should be ready any moment now. By the time, this time is like 10:30, right? Maybe 12, I'm not sure. So they were really slow moving, like they didn't break my water because they didn't want me to start moving on so fast. Pardon me. So after they break my water, they're like, oh, he's not moving, he's like stuck, he's not really like moving, so we're gonna try to do this. They started me on Pitocin. Mind you, I'm 10 centimeters dilated and completely effaced and everything like that. He's just like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, his head was just stuck in the canal, so in the birth canal, if you know what I mean. So I pushed for hours and hours and hours, y'all. I couldn't eat, I couldn't do that. I pushed for hours, y'all. And he was right there. Like, you could feel his, you could feel like his hair the whole time I was pushing. Pushed for hours. Finally, the doctor came in. The actual doctor, mind you, everyone I'm pushing with is not a doctor, so they're not really guiding me the correct way. So it probably could have went faster and things of that sort, but they did not know what they were doing. Point blank period. But finally the doctor came in and started guiding me through. And of course, it took like 45 more minutes. But finally, at 4:02 p.m., my little sweet Keesley was born. And now, mind you, this is a little TMI, but everyone experiences, like, you know, I did not rip, if you know what I mean. But they said I did, like, they said, okay, I did like this much, like a 1 out of a 4, right? And mind you, they tried to stitch me for like 2 hours. This hospital is very, very low quality, I will say. My son was brought into this world healthy, and, you know, everything was, he was taken care of and everything like that. But they did not inform me on anything to do with the baby, anything with his umbilical cord, anything with my healing, anything like that, how to breastfeed, anything. They didn't give me any lactation consultant, nothing. So I want you guys to know, if you are in the Brooklyn area and you are wanting to give birth, do not go to the Brooklyn Hospital Center. If you want to go there for your midwife, Ms. Byron Henry is great. She is who I dealt with. She's great, she's awesome, but she's not in the hospital when you give birth, so you get what you get once you get up there, you know. So yeah, so that is my birth story. My epidural did not work, but it was not that bad, y'all. It's not that bad. My pain tolerance is very high though, so that could be a part of it, but it wasn't that bad, y'all. But thank y'all for watching.